right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Making a splash at Millennium Park.
Is it too hot to be out here?
No. When you're out here, it's perfect.
You love the heat.
Yeah.
A look at the grand reopening and how you can beat this upcoming heat. And gas station gambling.
Kids my age, I definitely have a fair amount of buddies that I know who have lost a good amount of money throughout gambling.
The controversy around the machines popping up across the state.
But first tonight at 10, we are in storm alert. Strong winds, rain, thunder, and lightning make their way across the bi-state tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. These storms come after we were slammed with a heat wave that'll be here for the next 10 days at least. Jim Castillo is in for Scott Connell, and he's here with our Weather First forecast.
Yeah, they extended the severe thunderstorm watch that includes St. Louis City and County north and westward. And most of the lightning and thunder around the metro and those storms have been sub-severe, but we are watching some very intense storms anywhere from just northwest of Gasconade County all the way back through Columbia and then back into just north of Kansas City. See this red polygon? Let's zoom in a little bit here. That is a tornado warning. So we're going to watch this cell. There's been rotation indicated with this cell as it moves southeast at about 40 miles an hour. Does look like it's weakened just a little bit, but you can see where that little couplet is right there. It passed over Interstate 70. It's headed right toward Fulton. And again, no confirmed reports of a tornado, but it is headed south and eastward. So we're watching Gasconade County. So if it does hold together, just be warned here, Gasconade, it'll arrive at about 10:21 p.m. and we're hoping that this thing does die out. Other than that, we have showers and storms from St. Louis all the way through northern portions of Jefferson County, but again, sub-severe, and that line goes all the way into Litchfield. So we have a couple more hours to go to watch these storms, and I'll have another update, especially on this cell right here, in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Jim. About 200 kids, moms, dads didn't mind today's hot summer-like weather. Just hours ago, they packed Millennium Park in Creve Coeur for the park's grand reopening. Millennium Park underwent a multi-million-dollar makeover. New tonight, Robert Townsend shows us the new attractions kids couldn't get enough of.
A beautiful blue sky, lots of sunshine made for a picture-perfect fun time for so many people at Millennium Park in Creve Coeur Thursday.
It's so cool and I love it.
I think it's wonderful.
After months of construction and waiting, kids of all ages enjoyed every minute of the popular park's grand reopening. They and their parents packed this place to see the park's new, bigger playground. 13-year-old Regina Gill and her cousins enjoyed every spin on the unique merry-go-round.
It's really big, so I love running and going in the water and stuff. It's really fun.
I like the new stuff here, especially this area right here, because I like to climb things.
Extremely excited.
Mayor Robert Hoffman couldn't wait to show us their $2.5 million makeover. The park's spruced up playground is designed with all little ones in mind.
Swings for disabled children. The parent can actually sit on the swing facing the child.
Feel free to join me.
Parents and their children also danced, ate lots of good food, and cooled down on lots of ice cream and cold drinks. On a hot day like today, you bet the new expanded splash pad was definitely the most popular place to be.
I think that the splash pad is super fun. Everybody can join in. It's so fun. I'm all wet.
Mission accomplished, Millennium Park.
It's nice to see it actually come to fruition.
Robert Townsend.
It's hot, but I'm having a good time.
5 on your side.
And if you missed tonight's celebration, no need to worry. Millennium Park is open 7 days a week from dawn until dusk.
Some good news for drivers with temporary tags. A loan program through the city of St. Louis is moving forward. And in just a few months, city residents will be able to apply for assistance. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live outside City Hall with new information. Laura.
Mike, the temporary tag loan program will not only help people get current with their plates, it'll also help them with insurance, but there are some requirements. St. Louis resident Andy Crossett says it can be frustrating to see so many expired temporary tags on the streets.
It's starting to get better, I think, but it's still a problem, no question.
He says while safety is always a concern, he's also worried about what people and programs might miss out on.
Well, I'm concerned more about the funds that the property tax goes to, making sure the schools are being funded properly and the museums and all those things that these taxes pay for. And it's troubling if everybody's not contributing like they're supposed to.
But there's help on the way. Connor Kerrigan with Mayor Tashara Jones' office says the city has approved the contract for nonprofit Justine Peterson to help drivers with expired temporary tags get a loan to cover the tax and even insurance.
These people are expected to pay back the loan once they get into compliance, and they will be working with financial literacy coaches to help them make sure that they repay that loan.
That loan money comes from a pool of $315,000 out of the Department of Public Safety budget, which taxpayers contribute to. To qualify for a temp tag loan, people have to make 80% of the median income. For a family of 4, that's a total income of roughly $80,000.
We know that they'll need to prove that income level, and they'll also need to prove ability to repay the loan. So it's a 0% interest loan. However, there are late fees that can be up to 5% of the overdue amount.
Kerrigan says they know enforcement alone isn't going to cut it, but they are ramping up citations for expired temp tags. You can get a ticket for it even when you're parked.
Treasurer's office is writing more citations, SLMPD is writing more citations, but we need to take a holistic view of how to solve this problem, and this is just one part of that.
The temp tag loan program will start this upcoming fall. Reporting live downtown, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Just a few hours ago, we learned that the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act did not make it past the House of Representatives. It failed by a 9-4 vote. The act, known as RECA, would have provided compensation to Missouri residents affected by radiation exposure traced back to the development of the first atomic weapons. The bipartisan expansion proposal was sponsored by U.S. reps like Cori Bush, Ann Wagner, and others.
New tonight, a controversial debate in Missouri has led to the unchecked proliferation of gaming machines, commonly seen in gas stations and convenience stores.
Senior investigative reporter Paula Bassan shows us why the debate over the legality of these machines has reached a boiling point.
The state of Missouri limits gambling to the confines of its 13 licensed casinos, which contribute billions in tax revenue to education and local communities. But now, unregulated gaming machines are sprouting up everywhere. We visited a gas station in Kirkwood to see these controversial devices firsthand.
It's a serious thing for sure.
19-year-old Sean Crozier lives nearby. He says most places do not even check ID.
It's becoming too accessible for, kids my age. I definitely have a fair amount of buddies that I know who have lost a good amount of money throughout gambling.
Missouri casinos require a minimum payout. They also mandate players are at least 21 years old. But these machines lack restrictions. Photos obtained by the I-Team show kids appear to be customers.
People are putting themselves at risk.
Chris Silke is with the American Gaming Association, an industry group representing casinos. He calls these games a national epidemic.
There's just a lack of transparency.
He says it means players are likely losing more money faster. Torch Electronics, a St. Louis County company, owns thousands of the devices in the state. We called and emailed. We visited their office. They did not respond.
The I-Team followed the money. Companies cannot privately donate to politicians under the law. The way around that is through political action committees. Public records show Torch Electronics has spent over $901,000 on political action committees since 2018.
It's about 4 times as much as what Missouri's regulated gambling industry has raised. Critics say it's helped certain companies evade regulation with virtually no accountability.
The issue is getting worse.
Missouri lawmaker Nicholas Schwar is pushing for regulation. He faces opposition from those who question if these machines are gambling. Under the law, gambling is a game of chance involving bets of value. Torch Electronics markets its machines as no-chance games. Players insert money and have the option to push a small button to reveal if they'll win, but only on the next play.
So you could theoretically lose $100 and win $1.
Correct. All of these different businesses are getting away scot-free.
So it looks like that.
For now, Crozier says gambling is always at his fingertips, from apps on his phone to his local gas station.
You look at gambling addictions for, middle-aged people and midlife crises, but nowadays it's getting to younger kids too, and it's a sad thing to see.
Right now, it's up to local prosecutors to interpret and enforce Missouri law. They determine what qualifies as gambling and the legality of these games. Meanwhile, complaints are piling up. The Missouri Gaming Commission, which considers these machines illegal, has received about 230 complaints this year alone. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
And the I-Team wants to hear from you. You can leave a voice message with story ideas at 314-444-5231 or email Paula directly at pvasan@ksdk.com.
It's a federal law restricting the release of your medical information without your consent, but not everyone follows it. We verify what HIPAA does and doesn't protect. Back up and brewing again in the heart of downtown.
We can't even tell you how awesome it is to be right in front of this gem, this national landmark, reactivating the landing in an area that's historically important to St. Louis.
A look at Brew Tulum's Come Back.
And we're in storm alert and still watching that tornado warning around Fulton. And it does look like now that rotation is beginning to weaken. But a new severe thunderstorm warning does touch the western part of Gasconade County. I'll have much more on these storms that are out and about tonight coming up.